Now I will show you how to track our motion graphic to the 3D space. First, choose the nice footage. I will choose this aerial footage of the hotel. First thing you need to do is to choose the effect from the effect menu. It's called 3D camera tracker and drag it on your footage. Now you can see the footage is analyzed by the effect. You can change the parameters here. I will recommend to leave the basic settings. If you will have a problem, I will encourage you to try the detail analyze, but please remember, not all the footage is suitable for 3D tracking. It takes a while, as you can see. You need to wait until this process will finish. When the tracking is done, this blue bar will disappear. Now you can see plenty of points across the space. You can see it's glued to the space. So to track something to this hotel pool, you need to select few points. You can see this target, then right click on it and select option. Create solid and camera, because we don't have camera in our composition. As you can see, there is a solid moving in a space. All the tracking data is in a camera. As you can see, there is a position and orientation point. The tracked element is just in a space as a 3D object. Now we would like to replace this this solid with our motion graphic. I will choose the callout number 1 and drag it in our timeline. You can see it's just 2D footage on the top of it, so you need to adjust the time when you want to this motion graphic appear. Click this option. It allows to put our motion graphic in a 3D space. Then we'll get all the information, transform information from the solid by clicking here and right click and clicking here and pressing Command C and Command C or Control C on Windows to copy it. Then go to the callout, to the transform, and press Command V, Control V to paste all the attributes. Now we can delete the solid by selecting it and pressing delete. Now you can see our motion graphic is in a space, but it's not in a correct position. So what we would like to do is just move it and rotate. So I will press the transform, this little arrow here, and change our orientation. I would like to put it in a space like that. This, and move it a little bit in a space by moving the position. I will recommend you to change also the anchor point, because we would like to track to this point, not in the middle of the motion graphic. So by moving, you are changing the anchor point. You'd like to track it here. We can change the scale also. Now you can see our motion graphics is animating. It's tracking correctly and animating out. We can track as many points as we want. To do this, you need to go back to the footage by clicking here and go to the effect panel, click 3D camera tracker. Voila, you can see all the points again. You can choose 2 points, 3 points. I recommend use 3 points because it's giving you more accurate data about tracking. We'll track next motion graphic here. So press right click, create solid. There is no camera option because now we have camera in our composition, as you can see. Create solid. Now the solid is in a correct place, it's moving with the camera. Great. What we would like to track here, it would be, for example, area motion graphic. Let's go to the areas and dimensions and choose area number 4. I'll drag it to the timeline panel, move a little bit in a time to start after our first motion graphic. Press to this arrow, select transform options, Command C, Controls or Control C, then go to the area. Don't forget about pressing this little cube because it's allowing our motion graphic to place it in a 3D space. Then select the transform option, press Command V, Control V on Windows, and all our transform data is assigned to the new motion graphic. Now we can delete the solid by pressing delete on the keyboard. Then select this rectangle, go to the transform option, adjust the anchor point, to move it to the tracker. Yep, now it's correct. Then adjust the orientation. Scale it. Oh, too much. I will make it bigger. And now you can see both of motion graphics are tracking nicely to the space. Animating in, animating out. You can choose as many motion graphics as you like. We'll put one more. Let's put something here. I'll select these points. You can see the small tracking points. And our objects will create in the middle, in this target point. Remember, choose only points are not moving in your footage, because sometimes you will have vehicles or people walking around and you don't like to track to the moving points because it's not accurate. So place only the still points. Create solid. Choose another graphic from bin. I will choose magnifier. I will drag it in a timeline on the top. Move it a little bit in time to delay. Select the 3D option. Go to the transform. Press Command C or Control C on Windows. Go to the transform, select Command V, Control V, and you can see your placeholder is here. You can delete the solid, go to the transform, change the orientation, change the scale and anchor point. If you like to move it a little bit in a space, you can use these arrows. You need to press V, then get the arrow, move it a little bit. But remember, you need to be careful with this because it's affecting tracking. All right, now you can see we have 3 graphics tracked to the footage. You can go inside every motion graphic and change the text or photo or whatever you want. So I will go to the first callout, and you can see there is a text, so we can change our price. You can put 120 or even 1,200 US dollars because it's quite an expensive hotel. You can put name of hotel. You can change it, for example, for a room name or offer details. Then you can go to the color change and stroke layer. This is adjustment layer, and change it here by changing the colors to your brand or other colors. You can choose whatever you like by changing all these options. The same, as you can see, all the changes appear immediately. We can change also area motion dragging, going inside and putting your text here. Or just click here and double click on the text and put your data. And you can place your photo, video footage, the magnifier by just going inside and going inside photo. I will select video footage. I will select video footage, place it here on top of it, press S to change the scale, or just simply go to the transform and changing the scale to cover the whole mask. Move it a little bit, and now you can see all the changes appear in the main composition.